The foolish man for friends all those who laugh at him will hold. When among the wise he marks it not, though hatred of him they speak.
Hey everyone, welcome back to turn 24 of Aries, where we are playing the Well of Urd, God of Utgard. And this is potentially a very climactic turn, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. We have a messenger from Atlantis. So, a stone sends ripples across the water. Over the last nearly 2 years, I have been embroiled in an epic battle, a battle of dance, sending our jazziest tupilaks, foremost bards, best Tungalik jiggers, and grooviest tent owners. We attempted to best the dancers of Utgard, but little did we know they were far above the Norn. Good pun. Very good pun. Atlantis groove, Jotun jiggle, a midway bout. Hey, Midgard. Nice, nice. Few with body and soul, these maidens very wise. One is Urd, the queen of dance. Alright. So using killer dance moves and sick beats, the forces of Utgard have prevailed. With such elegance, ferocity, and poise, we have no choice but to admit defeat. Congratulations to Utgard, you have won this dance battle. That is, way more of a message than I thought I was going to get. I gotta alter my message to Atlantis to tell them how great the Norn pun was. Great pun. That was great. So, Atlantis has announced his defeat to the world. What else do we have going on? We have Research Devocation 2. And now we got a series of battles to watch, right? We can tell automatically that there's some fishy business, right? Because we are getting hit in 3 different locations by Gath. So, let's do something else and watch the Battle of Ulm first. Alright, so this is a big battle. We've got a huge line of gaudy Huskarls, 2 clumps of Gamherdings, another massive line of gaudy Huskarls, a line of undead giants. We have our Seath Kona communion, and they have 50 billion metric shit tons of wolves. Okay? This is annoying. We knew this was gonna happen, but this is annoying, right? Because this is what Ulm does in the early game. This is what Late Age Ulm does in the early game. They get a shit ton of wolves. They get a crap ton of Ulmish archers. These guys are pretty dangerous with these crossbows. And they actually have a bunch of blood slaves. We're gonna have a fair little chunk of knights here or there. Sacred knights. Blood surge, undead leadership, decay, weapons, morale. Okay, so let's watch the fight. And we're probably going to speed this up pretty quickly because there's no way this doesn't turn into just this massively bogged, choked scenario. So a huge herd of wolves comes streaming out. The other wolves get confused and kind of run up the side, but that's just going to actually benefit them because that means they're going to get bottlenecked right here. And we're going to have a bunch of wolves sticking us out over here, right? Okay, so this is all interesting. The imps come down from all of the blood summons. The 4 virgins just getting sacrificed left and right, right? We have gone through our mind burn script, and the horde of skeletons raise dead combos are coming out now. At this point, this has gone fairly well for us. This is where it's about to go poorly, though. These knights come in. A good portion of the wolves rout, but these knights come in and a good portion of the wolves stick around. So the issue here is we get horribly bogged down by the knights and the wolf herds for just long enough. And that just long enough is for the Ulmish Rangers to run out of ammunition, because now they're going to run up and they're going to try to plug the hole, which is going to take even longer for us to have to get through this, right? Now we lose way less here at this point because most of what we're losing is going to be undead. But the point is it takes long enough for our mages, our slaves, right, to burn out. So that is the unfortunate side effect of having this type of early communion, right? It does afford us a whole bunch of power. Honestly, without all of that, we probably would not have done nearly as well. The massive amount of undead that we summoned during this battle. I mean, we don't have very many forces left here, truth be told. Like, we have probably 40 or 50 Gaudy Huskarls in total left here. So that's a pretty big deal. We lost about 100. We lost our 6 slaves. We lost 50 Gaudy Huskarls, 13 of our 17 Garmherdings, all of our Long Deads, most of our Long Dead Giants. Yeah, that's rough. Lost about half of our force. But we killed so freaking much. We killed so incredibly freaking much. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a shit ton of, that was a crap ton of wolves. That was way more rangers than I thought he was going to have. I was hoping he was only going to have around 30 or 40 rangers and maybe like 100 to 150 wolves. But he also had a lot of priests, and they were throwing things out left and right. The Fountain and Blood killed 43 units, but that was mostly undead there at the end. So, this, in my opinion, right, is a perfectly valid win. I do not feel... I'm sad that I lost the 6 Seath Konas. Those are the biggest blows to me, right? But, truth be told, at the end of the day, I would consider this to be a worthwhile victory. If it weren't for the fact that I need that army to fucking be defending myself from Gath. So that was a very ballsy choice to move on Ulm. But had I not done that, right? Had I not done that, he would have had a 332 strong army, or roughly that, right? He would have had 200 wolves and 70 rangers of Ulm with, you know, another amount. He would have had about a 300 strong army, depending on what mages he was willing to send with it, to come retaliate at me with. And that was just not gonna work. Okay, so in order of operations, let's go with Copper Canyons, Dopharos, and Utgard, right? Because Copper Canyons is by far the least important of these. It's got my wind sites, but whatever. Dopharos is a fort, and Utgard is my capital. So let's see, in order, how this goes. Alright, so we've got a little raiding party that is broken off here, and there's not enough here that's going to challenge these guys. Maybe we kill, like, 1 if we're lucky. Ooh, maybe... Oh, if we'd gotten lucky and, like, popped the commander in the head. Ooh, yeah, that would have been nice. But that is not the case. So we lost there in Copper Canyons. Gittite soldiers raided us. Alright, Dopharos. Okay, so this is where the army went. Alright, so I wasted a turn patrolling, but that's okay, it happens. So what did he send here in Utgard? He sent a scout to see what I was patrolling with. Gotcha. Okay. Now he kind of knows what I have over here, but that's okay. Let's actually check this battle out. This is a battle of Atlantis versus Vatiheim. What? Oh, this is just the dregs duking it out. Come on, heavy infantry, you can beat those militia. You got this, fam. Oh, he didn't get it. Attack density. Oh, militia. Working. Holy crap. Alright. Nicely done. So, Atlantis attacked with some militia and a horned serpent. This horned serpent is oh, this is the mercenary that just comes with like a crazy amount of militia. It's a random horned serpent that's actually a leader, and he comes with like 40 militia or something. That must have just been all he had left. Okay, we got a couple of unexpected events. Fertility cult. No. Ironwood Forest fertility cult. Okay, so unexpected event in Ulm. Children are disappearing at night. Strange creatures sculpt the wilderness. That's not good. Local hedge wizard in Ironwood Forest lynched after allegations of turning a peasant into a frog. His magical resources have been transported to the lab. Okay. Cool. Seath 14, the Seath Kona, has foreseen a major event. Stars will be right for thaumaturgy. Okay. 6 turns. And we patrolled out the monster boar. So that's nice, at least. Construction of the giant castle in the Waywoods is done, and we are under siege in Defaros. Our walls are damaged. How damaged is the question? Not very is the answer. And this is a good answer for a couple of different reasons. The main reason being, one, we have an army here in Defaros, right? It's not a strong army by any stretch of the imagination, but it is an army. So, we do have the ability to kind of hold this fort down. Now, we have 90 units here in this province versus his, how much did he have? He has 123. They have a little bit better mage support, I would say, compared to the, what is this, 7 Seath Konas that I have here, and 2, my brain just blanked, 2, Scrotty that I have here. But not for long. Let's do blood and evocation. We can pop out blood 1 for summon imps very easily. Let's get these off of him for now. This is really good news, right? Them only doing 128 damage to my wall integrity in a turn means that I have several turns before they can even dream of popping this thing. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Because that means that I do not have to rush to try to relieve this fortification. Even if I lose this fort, it's not the end of the world, right? But I do not feel like I have to be like, oh god, gotta get there to try to do this. Which means that I can try to secure things in the south against Ulm. He still has 1 fortification. I need to kind of blitz over there. If I want to finish this, I need to kind of blitz over there. And 2, I actually have an opening to attack Gath from the other side, potentially. So, we have a couple of different things that we are, in theory, going to plan to do. I think the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to strike out here at Ulm, at Troll Woods, okay? The second thing that we are going to do is we are going to look at this bad boy, right? We've been saving our death gems because we need to. But now we have a +2 sight here in the Ruined Keep, which means we have a bit more of an income, which is great. So what we're actually going to do here, I think, is we're going to use all 4 of these Seaths to ritually cast reanimation. And this is going to give us another 40 units to throw on this Mound King and start rolling around here, which is great, right? Because this is going to become a... so what we'll do here is we'll take this with Jarl 1, right? And then we'll be able to move forward with our Seaths and Jarl 1, and then we'll be able to raid around with our Mound King. Okay? So what else are we doing? Well, I think the next thing that we probably need to do is move up here with these two to kind of grab these units, okay? We don't want to just leave units laying around, right? And then we're probably just going to preach with Big Goad 1. Try to get our Dominion down here in Ulm and get things set, okay? This is still ballsy, but I think it is a better move to finish off Ulm and open up a second front against Gath compared to just trying to leave this now and march back, okay? And the reason why I think that is because of this fortification holding, right? Having them only take 128 wall integrity in a single turn means that I have like 4 turns before they pop this wall. I have a long time to address what is going on here. And so with that, I'm going to take a couple of different options here. One of these options I'm going to do is I'm going to start counter raiding. So I'm going to come down here into Copper Canyons. The reason I'm going to go for Copper Canyons and not the Land of Plenty, I would much rather get the Land of Plenty back in my hands, right? But I need to stay away from this force, because if he decides to pull off in an attempt of, right, maybe he moves a force from Utgard to Land of Plenty to try to free Defaros, right? So what if he tries to anticipate that and then moves to Land of Plenty next turn while I'm raiding it? Then he just crushes this Mound King, right? But he can't get over here to Copper Canyons. That's fine. And depending on the response, right, I might just take the king and start raiding into his territory, because he might not be able to do anything about it. We'll see. Okay? So, what else is happening? Well, the other thing that we're gonna do, right, is we're gonna take everyone who was really on patrol, and we're gonna set them back to research. So we're gonna do that. All right, get our research back to where it was. That means we're gonna get Blood Magic 1 instantaneously. That'll give us Summon Imps. And we're gonna get Evocation 3 as well. Thing about it is we don't really care about Evocation 3. We care about Evocation 4. I mean, we care about Evocation 3 because it gives us Arcane Probing, and Shadow Bolt is okay. Magic Duel is really useful in the right situation. In fact, I could potentially like Magic Duel a bunch of his. He has, what is it? He has a bunch of these Zakarite Sibyls, right? I could Magic Duel them to just try to instantly get rid of them, and that might be worthwhile. That might be worth getting rid of a couple of Seath Konas for, basically. So that is useful, right? I'm not slouching on Evocation 3, but I think running up to Evocation 4 is probably not going to be the right plan here. It really only gets us Netherbolt, which is just kind of a passing fancy. Netherbolt is not that good. It's okay. I like it because it does do a small area of effect, and it does do a lot of damage, and it is armor piercing, and it does feeble mind that area. What really is the shit is Nether Darts, right? So we want to Nether Dart spam someone eventually, but now is not the time. And I think what the time is after hitting Evocation is running up to Alteration 4, potentially. Now, this is a rarity, but we do have one right now, and this is basically for Jotun Scrotty that have 2 in their water, because when they change shape, that means that they have 1 water. Now, 1 water is enough to do things like, if we take a look, that is enough to do things like Liquid Body, right? That is enough to do things like Quicken Self, right? And that is good. That means that these Scrotty are still worthwhile for thugging in certain situations, right? Non-enchantment. It also, we can do Breath of Winter, right? So we could do Liquid Body, Breath of Winter, Quickness, and still have a decently scary little werewolf, right? So that's important. So we're gonna try to rush up Alteration. And we should be able to get Alteration 1 off of this turn. Right, we'll get Blood Magic, Evocation, Alteration 1, maybe Alteration 2. We can get to Alteration 4 very quickly. In fact, I think we can get to Alteration 4 before they can actually pop this fort, which means I might be able to thug out this army before they can do anything. Because here's another thing that we're going to get by going up Alteration. We're going to get Body Ethereal, right? So, well, Body Ethereal, I guess, is less of an issue because their Gibbers have a bunch of magic weapons. It's still a great buff spell for me to have in my back pocket, but it's probably something that I don't need to be as excited about. So that's fair. Regardless, though, Alteration, I think, is the plan, the direction for us to go. What else are we going to do? I think the other thing that we're going to do, right, is we are going to start using the rest of our death gems, right, to do reanimation within the walls of Dopharos. Everyone else, I believe, is just going to research for now. I need to change his shape back, because his research is actually lower when he is in this form. So we'll change shape there. We'll preach there. We'll research. That's all good. These three can just defend. No big deal. We don't have to worry about this yet. Okay? So, what else are we going to do? I am actually going to ping this province, and I'm going to ping this province with a retreat command, probably just a hold one retreat command, to see if he is actually even putting any PD into these provinces, okay? And then what else am I going to do? Then I think with the idea that we might thug out some Scrotties, right, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to start forging some items. The main items I'm going to forge is Ring of Regeneration, right? And I'm going to forge a Vine Shield. That's 20 gems. I'm not happy about that, but that's 20 gems. I need to find a friendly partner. The only thing about it was one option was Ulm and the other option was kind of Gath. I don't know that I really have other options for, like, a bunch of Earth. Does Vadheim have a bunch of Earth? Vadheim does not have a bunch of Earth. No. So I think my only, like, Earth peeps were Ulm and Gath. And I'm at war with them. So I guess that's probably not going to happen. Not for a long time, at least. So, what else is it? What else do we want to aim at? Right? We got a Ring of Regeneration, a Vine Shield. Those are both important, right? I have a question. Does this work? If I put a water bracelet on him, because he is water 2, because he's water 1 in this form, he goes up to water 2. If I change his shape, he stays at water 1. That's actually really interesting, because that means I can, with water bracelets, turn all of them into little thugs. And water bracelets aren't expensive. It's just I don't have any water income right now because I haven't been able to site search with any of my Scrotty yet, except for right there. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. We will change shape. Change shape. Okay. You just leave it on him. I don't care. We could actually forge a Frost Brand. I'm not going to forge the Frost Brand yet because we're not going to use it. That's a lie. I'm going to forge the Frost Brand. I'm going to alchemize some Astral Pearls because we do not have the ability to use them otherwise. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So that was 6 astral pearls. That sucks, but whatever. We're going to forge a... Hold up. Check their bless real quick. Yeah, so it's cold resistance 5, which is fine. They're slightly cold resistance, which is perfectly acceptable. I think forge. Yeah, so the cold is still more than that. It's way more than that, so not a problem. So we're still gonna forge the Frostbrand. And I think at that point we're probably gonna let it lie. I don't want to put too much more into this. We might turn around next turn and be like, oh, we want to put even more in. Like I might try to like super thug / mini SC this Scrotty. If I think he can, like if I think I can put him out there and he can fuck up this whole army, we might try to do that. I don't think that that's the case though. More likely, here's what I'm really trying to kind of prep for, right? Is I'm trying to prep for the concept of, let me show this off in like the Ulm battle, right? So with body ethereal, I believe you can pass through walls, right? So if in the Ulm, if in the battle, if they crack the fort and they try to come at us, right? I can have a big block here weighing everything down, have my Seath Konas do their communion stuff, etc., right? I can have one Seath off to the side with that Scrotty, and the Scrotty goes through his buff cycle, the Seath goes through her buff cycle, right? We get body ethereal on the Scrotty, okay? If the Scrotty is then on an attack rear command, I believe with body ethereal you can just walk through walls. So I believe the Scrotty will just go do and attack rear and just massacre, because his gibbers are scary, right? If we take a look at this, his gibbers are very terrifying, right? They hit super hard. But his Sibyls are not terrifying. His Abbas are not terrifying. His Gittite commanders aren't really that scary, right? So I think if we just take a turn or two, we might have him outgunned. So we're going to take this turn and we're going to do the basic things. For me, I think the basic things are the Ring of Regen, Vine Shield, and the Frostbrand, right? Because that basically gives him super regen, it gives him an AoE attack so he can kind of deal with things, and it gives him a Vine Shield, right? So that's really good. And then it's a matter of having the proper buffs, right? Liquid Body, Breath of Winter, Quickness can help, but can also hurt. And then other buffs like Body Ethereal, and a third casting of Regeneration, shit like that, right? That's all going to be very helpful in making a super thug, right? Is there anything else I need to do immediately, movement-wise, right? I still have money to play with, and we're going to talk about what that money is going to come into play as. I could do some summonings of stuff, but I don't think that that's necessarily the greatest use of my gems. I think it would be better to just kit out, even if they're not a water random, I think it would be better just to kit out a random Scrotty in nature items than it would be to just use the nature items for shit summons. This is going to take them a while to break this fort, so I think we're okay. So I think we're good. So I think the next important thing is I need another leader over here. I do not have another leader over here, and I need one. So I'm going to probably spring for a Jarl, and then I think we're gonna try to get as many Gaudy Huskarls here as we can. And then I think after that, it's still important to try to keep our Seaths up. So we'll go for another Seath. We already have another Seath over here. We do not have a temple here. Can't afford to get one right now. We just lost the income to like 2 of our biggest places. So that's unfortunate. But we'll figure it out. We'll make do. Anything else that we can do right now? No. So I guess it's time to... We want to keep this one over in the Olmish lands. We're going to go down-ish with this into Gath. We're going to go down-ish this way with another one. This one's actually going to stay here because we still need to build the last rung of this. We can do a bit further. So let's do a bit further. We'll send them both to... There we go. Probably over this way. Well, no, actually probably down, because this one... Get a good coverage. Come down just a ways. This guy is just going to patrol for right now. Actually, I don't even think he's going to patrol. We'll just have him inside. Fine. Let's get eyes on this western portion so we can kind of see if he's trying to reinforce. Right now, I don't see anything here or anything here, which is bad news for Gath. I don't know. I feel like Gath's attack here is very uncoordinated. I feel like he maybe thought that this army was going to be able to pop a fort way faster. I hope he's got... why am I saying I hope he's got reinforcements? I don't hope he has reinforcements. I hope this is all he has and he's gonna like go down like a bitch. That's what I hope. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Can I do anything here? I can start training Seath Konas down here. Do I have the ability? I do not. If that's the case, we're just gonna get some scouts here, and actually we're not. Our scout coverage is gonna be good once we get our scouts all into the position that we want. We will probably eventually go up to about 25 or 30 scouts. Right now, we're at 21 scouts that we have. I don't know if we actually have 21 alive, but we're at 21 scouts that we have trained, hired, purchased, whatever you want to say. I think going for more is probably a folly at this moment. We need to save our money for beefing up an army here. So what this is going to do is we have King 2, who already has 28 units. This is going to give us another 5, 6, 7, 8, right? What we're going to try to do is over the course of the next 2 to 3 turns, we're going to try to get a decent-sized army here. We might go ahead and just raid with King 2, or we might bring him back and reform an army with which to actually move towards relieving Dopharos. Or we might just move on Gath, right? Keep in mind, we're only a few turns away from Gath, and we might leave this fort to its fate. Because I think each turn that passes increases the chances of this fort surviving on its own. Here's the other thing, right? Next turn, we're doing a casting of reanimation right here. We're doing 4 castings of reanimation down here to fill out this Mound King's army so he can actually do a bunch of stuff. Next turn, we're going to do another 2 castings here. And probably each turn after that, we're probably going to do 1 to 2 castings here, just to keep filling this out. We might actually have to do a casting where we get a Mound King, but the Seaths can lead undead units, and we don't have to worry about their morale or anything. So we're going to probably just pad that out, and he's going to have more and more chaff that he's going to have to break through to try to beat us. So, all right, I've waxed at length about this whole turn. It's a very big turn for us, right? His decision to attack Defaros instead of Utgard or Waywoods, right? This is all a very big deal. Actually cracking Ulm is a very big deal. So I'm excited, right? We have a couple of very big turns throwing out there, right? So I'm going to send a couple messages real quick. The first one I'm going to send is to Atlantis, right? I'm just going to send, thank you, Atlantis, for the congratulations. Great pun on the Norn comment. And then I'm going to send, real quick, let me type this out. I'm going to send because after big battles like this, I like to send messages to the participants, right? Great fight in Ulm, was touch and go there for a bit. So I'm sending that off to, did I actually send that to Ulm? Yeah. I'm sending that off to Ulm. And then I'm going to send a message, our normal message, out to everyone. But I'm going to let them know the water of the well is thick with the blood of wolves. Because we killed so many wolves. So many wolves! Ah! Alright, so that is that. Actually, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna change. Oh no, we can't yet. Shit, that's Thaumaturgy 4. I was gonna go ahead and just start doing Auspex, but that's okay. We will still keep researching with him. No big deal. I can't blood hunt while I'm... No, I can't. Okay. Alright, that's it for the turn. I will see you all next time. Peace.